Hi, this is Kevin with KGM, owner Pro Advertisers Club, a totally free site to advertise. Go to proadvertisersclub.com, join today for free, and start advertising for free. Okay, here we are on a YouTuber called Crypto Kusha. He is not a Splinterlands player. In fact, from what I got out of this video, he hasn't played it at all. Yeah, he decided he was going to make a video saying why you should not play this crypto game. Or not why, it was just you should not play this crypto game in 2024. And probably the first thing is you're like, well, why are you giving this guy the time of day? Well, whenever I do things, I always want to go to people like, I'm religious, so I like to talk to atheists. Why would you want to talk to atheists? Because they look at things differently than you would. And that's how you can really learn a lot. Because as opposite as those two groups are, atheist and religious, they, we have a tendency to listen to what we want to hear. And we believe what we want to believe. But if you listen to the other side, and you're not afraid to do so, and you act, respectfully and whatever, doesn't turn into a fight, then you can actually learn something because they will bring up points that you just would not look at because of the way your mind is looking at something. Splinterlands the same way. I play Splinterlands. I'm invested in Splinterlands. I love Splinterlands, and I love the economic side of it, the game management, more than I like the actual game. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Loved Yu-Gi-Oh! So I do like card games. I do like to play the card game of Splinterlands. Mine's a time-like thing, so I put it on the bot, and whenever I get a chance, I'll play it. But the funner part to me is what everything other than the game. And that blows a lot of people's minds, especially gamers, because they don't understand what Web3 is. And so I'm in Splinterlands right now building equity in a game that might or might not be around, whenever, next year, 5 years. But it seems like they just can't understand, well, it's a card game. You go play the card game. If you're botting, then the game's no good. No, absolutely not true. Absolutely 100% not true. Well, if it was true, then you'd play it. Okay, well, I played 20 something different platforms. I play 10 of them are different games. I work full time. I have other stuff I have to do. So the one thing that I can bot is the game playing, and I still spend an hour or two on Splinterlands a day, even with the botting on the wild side, in wild. We got two sections, modern and wild. In wild you can use bots, in modern you can't. So, which is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful that they accommodated both groups. Okay? So anyway, so he jumps on here and he makes a video, and I wanted to listen to him, and I listen to a lot of people who talk negative about stuff I'm into because they might teach me something that I didn't know. They might look at something, and good or bad. You can't just ignore it if it's bad, and if it's good, you want to know, right? Does that make any sense? So anyway, right off the bat, I found this out. This I did not know. You might, but I didn't. These are the top 20 Web3 games of 23. And do you see Splinterlands in here anywhere? You've got the Axie Infinity. I've heard of X World Games, Tiny World, NFT Farmer, which I love Farming Simulator. If Farming Simulator came out with an NFT game, I would be all over it. I played that on Xbox, on PlayStation as much as I played Skyrim. Anyway, I'm getting off things here. But all of a sudden, you get to there's Axie Infinity. Well, lo and behold, Splinterlands is the number 2 top Web3 game of 23. I didn't know that. If you've been around in Splinterlands, you felt like nothing was happening for the longest time because on a player side, nothing was. And of course, you got the bear market. Now, everything that Splinterlands was going through, every other platform I'm on was going through. Just every single one. There wasn't a single one that stood out. Well, Veve. I got to say, Veve still sold out 90-something% of all their NFTs and still is today. That's a different beast, and I'm going to make a video on that. But anyway, look at Splinterlands number 2. 132,865 unique active wallets. Now, the big question is, how many are bots? I don't know. How many are bots on Alien Worlds? How many bots are going to be a big future of Web3 gaming, and here's why. If you're building infrastructure, there's going to be, you can't be at the console 24/7 building it. So the bots are going to, if they allow them, if some games won't allow them, that's fine. I respect that. But if they allow it, I'm going to use them if I can figure out how. It's got to be pretty simple for me. And then I'm going to go on and do other stuff and come back, and then that's I'm very interested in this Alien Worlds. It's a world building game. Now, if you go down here, the top 3 world building strategy games. Alien Worlds, world building strategy game. Where is it at? Okay. But anyway, it sounded just like what I like to do. I love building games. Games that you build stuff in them, and the clock, maybe it takes 5 minutes for it to develop. Then as further you go in the game, then it's half an hour. And by the one game I'm playing, it takes 28 days for a building to get completed, unless you purchase these special gems, or you take your army and beat the hell out of somebody else and get those gems and put it on your thing, and then it grows faster. Okay, I love games like that. So I'm going to go check it out. Now, what would keep me from joining Alien Worlds? If it doesn't allow fiat. If it's wallet only based, if it's only Ethereum, I'm not doing it. I tried to go buy some OMI the other day. By the way, if you haven't checked out OMI, I'm going to make a video on that too. It's probably time to buy it. Let me not get sidetracked here. But anyway, I tried to buy $25, or no, I tried to buy $10 of OMI, because it's like at 0.0, like, Shiba Inu. It's like you're going to get thousands and thousands of them. And it was going to cost me $15 in fees, in gas fees, to get it. So at this point, I do not own a single OMI. But it's the same thing with Alien Worlds. If I get over there and I've got to use just wallets and Ethereum and crypto, I'm out. And I think I represent the majority on these Web3 games. I'm not a true crypto guy. I don't like wallets. I have no luck with them. I've lost my ass on them. I lose things. I forget the 10 words you have to put in it to get it back. It's just a nightmare for somebody like me. And that's the way it is for most of us. Some people are very good with the wallets. And the simpler they make a wallet, like on Splinterlands, the wallet on Hive Engine is so easy to use. It's so easy. They do everything. They connect it all for you, and you just got to, which that's the one thing when I got on Splinterlands told me that this group that's making this game understands that, because they went through the trouble to do it. Okay? It wasn't like, if you can't figure out a wallet, we don't want you. Those games turn me off. And I'm not saying that that's the attitude they do it in, but that's kind of the way it feels, because you can't get into the game unless you play that wallet game, right? Okay, anyway, so I'm going to go check. But anyway, let's go down here. Splinterlands is the top trading card game. Now, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll be honest, when I went looking, I didn't go looking for Splinterlands as far as I typed in play to earn game, and Splinterlands popped up. And I got there at the end, the very tail end of the bull market, the bull run, and I missed out. But the guys who were there, and girls who were there during that bull run, made a killing. They did awesome. And you got groups. You got like one group that all they're going to do is go into the game, manipulate it, extract every penny they can out of it, and disappear. Then you got the group that's going to come in and do both. They're going to play the game and then they're going to extract, but they like the game. And even though I've never taken a dime out of it, I'm in that. That's the group I'm in. I want to play it, but at the same time, I want to, I want to get something out of it someday, one way or another. Then you got the group that just loves the game. They'd play it even if you weren't earning anything. Okay, and so anyway, this is the number one. Now I played Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I came over to this game, and the card game is different than Yu-Gi-Oh in that the rules change every single battle, and it can be anywhere from one rule to three or four or maybe even five. I'm not real clear on that, but also it's when you lay your cards out, you put them in a certain order. You can put them in any order you want. The summoner has to come first, which is kind of normal for card games. But then the cards behind it, depending on what order you put in, can really decide the outcome of the game. And that takes a lot of knowledge of the game. And when I first got there, I was like, okay, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to play it, but I played it. And then it was, free to join, and I played it. Then to get into the platform, the rest of it, it was $10 for the spell book. And then that opens up the economic side of where you can buy, sell, trade. There's so much more to do than just play the game on Splinterlands, and it's getting more and more every day. And they just opened up the land, and it looks like we're about to come into this bull market. Okay, that everything's going to come into a bull market. We're hoping anyway. So compared to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's actually a lot more complex. And the more I learned about the card game, the funner it is. And I actually use the bot. I'll learn from the bot because I'll watch it play, and I'll be like, well, why did it put the card there? And then I learn that way, type thing. But as far as playing the game nonstop, I'm on the site 2 to 3 times a day, maybe more, and I spend an hour or more on it a day. But I'm actually working the game, the land, the buying and selling cards. You can rent cards, okay? Then you take that money and you can reinvest it in the business type thing. So there's that aspect. There's investment collecting. You can collect the alpha packs, the Bravo packs. They're going to only get more scarce and rare. And the difference in Splinterlands and Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh is not a computer game, not yet anyway. But you take the cards and you can combine them, which levels it up, and it destroys those two games. So every day there's less and less cards. Okay? Now, I'm just giving you a background on the game because this guy's going to kind of try to butcher it, and I think he's honest, and he admits he didn't play the game, and he's just trying to analyze it as honest as he can without having the doubt. I don't think he was unfair, other than the fact he never played the game, which I guess in that way alone's unfair. Let me see. Let's go. So anyway, I did not know that. I would have guessed they weren't even on the chart because of as bad as things got market-wise, and like on every platform. But anyway, there we are, number 2. So let's get back to him, and this is Crypto Kusha.
Okay, today I'm talking about Splinterlands. This is one of the top 20 games according to CoinGecko's GameFi report. And by November 2023, it had about 60,000 players. So if we check Splinterlands' Gap Radar page, it also says in 30 days it had 42,000 unique active players, and in 24 hours about 11,000 unique active players, generating about $2,000 of volume of transactions. Not very promising. So if you go to the website, there's a Play Now button. When you press it,
yeah, the 2000, that's between the dropping of new packs. Like if you looked at it recently, which I haven't, it's going to be a lot higher because they dropped the new Rebellion pack. So people are spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But 2,000 for a daily transaction, it's not unheard of in the Web3 area on a slow day or slow month. It's especially when a lot of the NFTs are pennies on the dollar. But if you look at the volume, it's going to be, that gives you a better clue. But it's true, we have been declining in usage, throughout the year, and but just at the end of the year, they popped in December. They opened up land. They're changing the gaming system. They're creating a new player experience for new guys, and we're going to go into that in a second. Let's get back to what he's saying.
That you either have to log in or sign up. Then it talks about playing anytime, trading anytime, and earning every win. So every time you win.
That's true. Every time you play, you got to win, and when you win, you get points that goes towards chest. And at the end of the day, you can open that chest, and there's also season chests that add up. And at the end of the season, which is every 15 days, you get stuff out of the chest. Now, they used to have cards you would get out of the chest, and you could take those cards and play them, sell them, rent them out. But there was too many people farming them and sucking the game dry, so they turn them into soulbound cards. Okay, so now you still get cards that you can play with in the game for free, just by playing. And every battle you win, you get a chest, or not every battle; it adds up to a chest. And those cards are soulbound, so you can't sell them, you can't rent them out. Now they're going to be changing that. They're going to make it so that you can unlock them at a cost, and it's not real clear how they're going to do that yet. It's like 18 DC or 18 times or whatever it is, but we'll know more about that later. But you might get, say in a single day of playing, because every night is when you get your chest, say you get 20 chests and you open it up, you're going to get, maybe you get 5 cards depending on what ranking you are, if you're bronze, silver, gold. Then you're going to get some SPS, which is their crypto, and you can stake that and get a lot of APR. Just stack it and get APR. You're going to get potions that help you when you open packs to get a better gold or legendary. You get merits that are good in the arenas to purchase Gladius packs, which you can only get through belonging to a guild. I mean, the list goes on and on in this game. It absolutely is. There's more to do than just play the game. There's so much more. Playing the game is like 5%, and the other 95% is all that other stuff I just told you about.
Win you can earn, but this is not quite true. You need to have some other stuff to earn. And then there's about gameplay, about cards, about...
Okay, I don't know what he meant by that. You need some other stuff to win. You got to be in the lowest. You got to be in bronze. Everybody starts out when you're starting out in novice, where it's everybody's just starting out, and you got to win a few wins, and then that puts you into bronze, and then you're off to the races. So if that's what he meant, but other than that, you have to build a deck, okay? And they got starter cards where you can use them because you don't own them, and they're not the best cards in the set, but it lets you get going. And if you are interested in this game at all, there's a YouTuber called Gathering the Magic who paid the $10 for his account and has done nothing as far as investing in it but playing the game. And he has built that up over the last year. Go check him out. Go to his first video of him opening up the account. He'll show you how to do it, and then he talks strategy on how to build up your account without putting another dime in it. Now, spending money will make it go faster, but no shit. It's a game. It's a business. It's the way it is. You're not going to come in there and they're going to give you the keys to the champion level just because you signed up. You got to put at least effort into it, and time, and be patient, type of thing.
About rewards. So once you come down, it has a comparison with other physical games and digital games. It doesn't compare itself to other kind of card games out there that we could say like Hearthstone. It doesn't compare itself to that. It doesn't compare itself to Gods Unchained, and maybe it shouldn't, because this one is an auto battler, so you don't do anything much. So once you
Okay, yes and no. It's an auto battler, but you have to put the cards. When the splinter pops up, there's 6 different splinters, right? And that's this. Each group of cards is designed into that splinter. So let's say earth, water, that type of setup. So remember how I said the rules change its game. So this battle might only allow fire cards. So then you got to go to your fire deck and pick out what cards you're going to use, depending on what the other rules might limit capabilities of the other of your cards. So you got to figure. I mean, it's a lot more complex than what he's trying to say. Again, he's never played it, and he'll say this later on. He's just guessing. And so once you get it all set up, you push battle, and you can watch it or you can skip it, and it will just show you the results. But I highly recommend watching it to learn the game, because one of the big tricks I learned was watch what cards are beating you and get those cards, type of mentality. You know what I'm saying?
press start, then you can actually skip to results. If you could see here, I would show it later on. So there's a how to play page, so it talks about how to play, because this game has evolved. Actually, they added a bunch of stuff from the time it launched. I think it was in 2020 or something, and they have tournaments and prizes, so I will check those. But first, let's check their
Okay, the tournaments. People have won over $7 million in the tournaments. $7 million. Now, it's going on its 6th year, and I believe it's been operating for 4 or 5, because when it opened up, they just were getting opened up, and they kind of weren't going, but people could join and start getting cards and stuff. But $7 million paid out. That's Web3 gaming. But everybody who's been here since the beginning, what have they been doing the whole time? They've been building equity in the game. And that is, you're talking about cards, you're talking about land, you're talking about assets, you're talking about DEC, SPS, vouchers, all that stuff they have accumulated. So they now have infrastructure in the game. They have equity that if they need to if they wanted to cash out. In non-Web3 gaming, you don't have that. You're just putting money into the machine, and the money never comes back to you ever. Here, you can actually open up a store. Everybody gets a store. You can buy and sell. You can invest. You can rent. You can, all of that. All of that is what you can do, and it's so much different. People who play games, until they comprehend that, is probably what's going to take it to go mainstream, any of these games, because they just don't seem to understand that, I play this game, it's fun, I want to play the game, I don't care about, making money or building anything, and that's fine. Go do that. But Web3 is totally different. Web3 is whatever game it is you like to play. Let's say I use Skyrim as an example. Imagine the day when you're playing Skyrim, if they ever get on board, which Splinterlands, technically what they're talking about, they could do something like that, because they're taking Web 2 games and putting it on Web 3, and Skyrim might be a little bit too big of a thing to do. I don't know. But my point is, imagine you're playing Skyrim and you find a chest. And in the game, you open the chest, and there's armor, gold, weapons, and you take them, and you can use them in the game. You can put them in your house that you built. But what if you owned that armor? And what if the gold was crypto in the game? Let's call it the Skyrim coin. It's a crypto, and it's got value. It's on an exchange. Splinterlands, by the way, is on the Hive engine. That's where you can trade and swap and do all that stuff. So then think about playing Skyrim then. So those people say, well, I'm never going to get into that part. Yeah, play to earn. What the hell is that? Bullshit. When the floodgates open, it's going to be $1 trillion business, because it already is a quadrillion, billions and billions of dollars goes into gaming. Imagine when you take your best game that you love to play and you are playing for property, NFTs, smart contracts, asset ownership. Imagine the house you build in Skyrim. You had to go buy the wood with your crypto in the game. You built your house, and then you could sell your house or your land. You could buy land in the game if they do it like that. You get the point. You get what I'm trying to say here.
Their socials. So once you go to their Twitter page, they have 64,000 followers and they're active. So they're posting.
This is I'm on a lot of platforms, and the 5 ones that I'm on, that the community is so active. I mean, it's incredible. And for especially being like, who's left now are the diehards. We're just here, just watching the game get better, building our equity in the game, and waiting for the next, big thing to go down. And the YouTubers on this game are all over the place. Some have left. Some will be very honest that they're not. And this was a while ago. Now everybody's starting to get more excited again, just because Bitcoin's starting to go up, the crypto market's coming alive, which means the crypto people are going to be flush with money, and they're going to what do they do with that money? They throw it all into NFT games, because everything's bottomed out. They pump it up and then they dump it again. But that's another story. But the point is, the social on Splinterlands is right up there with Veve. It's right up there with Axie. Anybody who plays a game that has a good community, Splinterlands is in the top of that group.
Posting regularly and talking about the contests and events happening and any updates they might have. So it's quite active. And if you go to their Discord, it's actually active.
You can make your own battles, your own tournaments. You can invite your friends. You can post the money. Like maybe you say, you're going to win $50. Just an example. It'd be 50 SPS or whatever. But you put that in there, and then the top 10 win this. Everybody has to pay $1 to get in, type thing. You can do it with pennies. You can do it with $1. You can do it with $100. But of course, it's got to be all in the crypto. But my point is, you can make your own tournaments.
So once you go to the general channel and you see people are talking and exchanging ideas and showcasing their decks and those kind of stuff, so I would say they have an active player base, but I don't know how many people are actually playing it, because 11,000 just generating $2,000 is not much activity for this game. So this game, I'm guessing that
it is, when the bulk of the cards are selling for pennies.
The earning and the reward potential should be good, because the game sucks, but we get to that later on. And I also
see, so for him to say the game sucks like that when he's never played the game is probably the low point of what he's done on this video. I think he's being honest, but the fact that he hasn't played it, you just can't come out and say it sucks, because it's easy to do that. I mean, I can say I've never played Axie Infinity, and I can say, the game sucks because I looked at some data and whatever. But I don't promote stuff unless I play it and involved in it. I just don't do that. So you got, when I first saw the game, it's very overwhelming, and kind of hard to, at first to understand because you got to get into the placement of the card. You know, it takes you probably a good hour to get into it. Just like Yu-Gi-Oh, though, just like Pokemon, any of those card games, it's the same thing. So I think he was very unfair about saying it sucks without even giving it a chance to play.
Saw a Reddit post about bot services in this game, so there seems to be many users and players using bots just to keep their accounts active and maybe earn something. And the game has a third-party marketplace kind of style website, so it shows that the game had traction before. And when you look at the tokens, so they have the dark energy.
Okay, you see this chart right here? You can put this chart on an overlay and lay it over every platform, every crypto, and the exact same thing happened. So he kind of dogs it for that, but he doesn't point that out. What happened to Splinterlands happened to everybody. Okay?
Crystal when they launched back in 2020s, and in the bull run, as you can see, it was doing excellent. And about this time they actually said, okay, why not introduce a second token? So they introduced this token, the SPS token, later on. So this is like the governance.
Okay, look, I'm not a real big technical guy, but the DEC, which is they just got it back pegged to the dollar. Okay, and it's kind of a rough go keeping it pegged to the dollar, but that is the in-house currency. That's what you use at to buy, sell, and all like that. SPS is I don't even know how to describe it, but they distribute it. There's a total of 3 billion, if I'm correct, and that can go. It's at 2 cents right now. It came out at about $1, if I remember right. And then it went down over the past year and a half like everything else. And its lowest point was 1.5 cents, I think. And now it's up to almost 3 cents. And we're just at the beginning of this bull market. So but that has a capability where the DEC will always hopefully be right around $1, being pegged to it. The SPS, the sky's the limit. And if this game ever takes off, and I'm starting to see an owner on one side that has a passion and love for this. He isn't just here to make a buck. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that impression like you do on these other games. I mean, he really loves this game. This is his baby. This is his lifelong dream. And then you got his players who are kind of, the cult following. Those two can add up to a game where we don't have to be super successful to be around in 20 years. We just don't. It can feed off each other and keep going. But and this is my personal opinion, I'm invested in this game and I'm hoping, but I'm really starting to see signs that this game could just not take off but explode just like it did 2 years ago. Because you've already got the hardcore group there, and then you're going to get the influx. And of course, think of it like a wave that comes washing up on the beach, and when the wave goes back out after this halving and this next bull run, there's some of the wave stays on the shore. So same thing. So maybe we double the membership that sticks around, or it just keeps going because people get hooked into the game and keep playing it. And we also have vouchers. I don't think he mentions vouchers.
Token and those kind of things that you will find in many Web3 games. But the trend for both of them is that they just went down and down. But the fully diluted market cap for DEC is actually quite high. It's almost $1 billion. I don't know why. And the volume is about $14,000. So not much volume. And also the same thing for SPS token. So fully diluted is less than 100.
Okay, in the store, we are spending less than pennies on rentals and on cards. It's the numbers are low, but they're not very expensive right now to do so. That can change, like you see right here, what was going on there, and then just gets to that. So he's right about the numbers seeming kind of low, but hey, in Florida, during the summertime, things can be a ghost town. And then in wintertime, you can't drive down the road because it's bumper to bumper. That's the way Web3 gaming is. And if this was only Splinterlands doing this, then yeah, you'd have an argument there. But like I said, you could take an overlay and all of them look exactly the same. I don't care who you are.
100 million would make sense. It should be way lower than this for the game that this is, but most of the volume again is on PancakeSwap and it's doing $156,000 of volume daily. So not bad if these are all players and stuff, but I think it's not coming into the game since the operator was saying only $2,000 per day is the volume of sales and activity. So let's log in and jump into the game. So once you log in, you have the play now button, and if you scroll down, you would see that they're saying purchase this spellbook to get. So this is like the game pass kind of style thing that I think this allows you to actually earn. And once you scroll further down,
that's true. You got to have a spell book to open up the entire platform. You can play for free, but then if you decide you want to get into it, and that's what they're redesigning, is the initial player experience, because it is so overwhelming for somebody new that it might be, people like, okay, you need them to get and stick around a little while and check it out. So they're going to change that, and how they're going to do it, I don't know exactly. It's coming out. It's going to be coming out soon, but it's a one-time purchase. Once you get the spell book, that's it. They talked about doing a battle pass, but that was years ago, and they as of yet have not even brought it up again. So yeah, once you pay that $10, you're done as far as having to spend money. You might want to, but you don't have to.
Talks about how the game is, how the cards are, and how you can earn and those kind of stuff, and the community and those kind of stuff. There's a shop where you can buy the spellbook. It's $10. You can pay with PayPal, MasterCard, and those kind of stuff, or pay in crypto. Weird selection.
That's how come I got into it. If I got here and all they would allow me to do is crypto, I would have just kept going and never gotten hooked up in this incredible game. But you can pay with fiat through PayPal, and it's very easy to do so.
Section of crypto assets that you can use to pay for this. Their own token is not even here, and I couldn't see anything else for the rest. So I first have to get the summoner spellbook, so I am able to see the skins and potions and those stuff. Everything is gated unless you pay this $10. Then
see, he's not even. He never purchased the spellbook, so he's cut off from 98% of the game. Because I'll say 95%. 5% is playing the game.
There's a tab called Open, which on the domain it says it's a mana well. I don't know what it does. Maybe it's a crafting thing.
This is the mana well. These are packs, okay? What you got here is Chaos Legion, Rift Watchers, Rebellion. This is the newest one, Rebellion. Okay, Chaos Legion is when I first got in. They had done so well that they decided to go from 4,000 packs, or 4 million, or no, 2 million. I forget the early numbers, but Chaos Legion packs, there was 15 million packs at $5 a piece. Okay, and Chaos Legion came out a few months before the bear market started kicking in. And when I first joined, YouTubers were talking about how it was going to sell out in a matter of weeks. Well, here we are a year and a half later, and there's still 2.5 million packs left. And the packs, they're all sold out in the store, but because they give bonuses for whales to come in and buy up, and then they can resell it. But you're buying it on the secondary market for $1 a piece. And that's what I recommend to anybody who's new, is to go build your account up with Chaos Legion packs, or buy the Chaos Legion cards. But anyway, so you buy the pack, you take the pack and you put it in the mana well. If you have potions, this is legendary potion, alchemy potion, that turns it to gold. The potion helps you get a higher chance to get a gold card, a legendary card, or a combination of the two. Okay? That's what potions are for. You don't have to have them. Now, you can win them in everyday gameplay and in the chest, and in season-ending combat. And then you also can get them in the guilds. Not in the guild. You can't get them in guilds. You can get them in the two things that I told you about. But anyway, you just put it in there and it opens it up, and the cards come out, and you're guaranteed per packet the minimum of a rare card. So you got common, rare, epic, legendary. Uh, yeah, there's one, two, three, four. Yeah, there's four or five. I can't think off the top of my head here right now. It's coming blank. But anyway, you're guaranteed the minimum of a rare. Okay, and and in that pack might or might not be a gold or a legendary. This is called the mana well. That's what it's used for.
Thing. So they add a bunch of stuff. So there's a legendary potion, there's alchemy potion, there's bloodstones and power stones. You don't care about those. They have a marketplace here for the cards, and I hope there's also for land because they added land. So back in 2020 there wasn't any land or anything, so maybe they saw that land is the way to gain more money. They started doing the lands. I don't know how much they sold it for, but checking out Atomic Hub, the lowest is $80. So I don't know if these are the lands that
Land came out at $20 a piece. They sold out, and then it took them forever to get it even accessible as far as they just did in the last couple months here, I think in December. And it's only like 2% out because all you can do is build a HUD on it and start mining for SPS, research points, or grow the grain on it. It's going to be very complex. There's going to be 50 different items and buildings combined type things. I don't want to go into it. I could be here all night talking about land, but I love it. Land is my favorite part of the game. You can get them for like $35 if they're already surveyed, and maybe a little bit higher depending on what region they're in. But as of right now, all land has been sold out.
that people have to buy, and I don't know what you're gonna do with them in the game. So let me check this other third-party marketplace for land, and once you come here you can see the lowest land is about $31, so you can get it much cheaper than Atomic Hub, and you can also purchase these with the in-game currencies. So maybe this is another showcase for capability of crypto and Web3 games, that you can create your own marketplace, use any token that you find fit, and not bad. Then you have the
So he's pretty honest about that. It is a very nice system. Hive Engine, very easy to use. Is it the best out there? No, it's got its problems. It is what it is. But they're working on that too. So I like the fact that he was honest about that.
Items tab, which are the cards that you own, which these are I think the free cards that I got, and others, which are a bunch of stuff, in-game items. They kept adding stuff. I don't know what's the Rift Watcher pack, Validate.
Rift Watchers was the pack before Rebellion, and the Rebellion packs that only dropped 10 million packs, and it's going to be around, I think, I might have this wrong, but it's going to be around for about a year or 9 months or something like that. And every day they're going to burn 25,000 packs until the packs that are selling and the packs are burning meat, which means you might end up, say you start buying packs and they're burning, and in 6 months the burning meets the buying, and they only sold 3 million packs. That's all their cards there's ever going to be for that set. Now the alpha cards, which were their first set to come out, are already off the charts, especially the gold cards. Some of them are being listed for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know if they're selling for that, but they're not even for sale since land came out, because you can use them on land. You can take your cards, put them on the land. Now you can't put them in the game. If you're going to do that, you can stake them to the land, and depending, alpha gets a bonus. So you know how like in Yu-Gi-Oh, your older cards you couldn't use in the newer games? They just became collectibles. Well, in Splinterlands, they solved that problem. Those older cards have utility. They get bonus in battles, so you want to use them in battles. They get a bonus on land, so you want to use them on land. And yeah, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on here. Now, the vouchers, those are something they did that they still give out like a drop for staking and holding stuff, and then they'll require you to use vouchers to like buy a pack in the pre-sale. That's how they separate the pre-sale. They'll say like, okay, we're going to pre-sell $5 a pack, but you need 10 vouchers, and that's how they differ. Then once the pack opens up, then it's just $5. They drop the vouchers. Now, on the new Rebellion pack, they opened up something called Conflicts, where you have to buy a wagon that holds 5 cards. Now, the cards you can put on it and still use in the game, but it adds points up, and if you get enough points, you get a airdrop card every 30 days for the total of 9 months. But with those, you can use DEC to buy the wagons. They're 200. Oh no, vouchers. I mean, the voucher. It's 200 vouchers for one wagon, which is about $2.
Creator license. Oh, this one I will talk about it. And time crystals, grain. So they added a bunch of stuff. So I think there's a team behind this still working on it, or still finding ways to get money out of the player. So then we have the battles tab. As I told you, I was playing this to get to the bronze 3 league. So because it says you can start earning, but I think first I need this spellbook to start earning.
Correct. You cannot earn until you buy the spell. You have to buy the spell book, and then once you do that, you're allowed to go into bronze 3, and that's where you start earning. And it's very easy to get into bronze 3.
And because I won a battle in this league, but I got nothing for it. So at the beginning, I was just battling with the random bots. So I'm guessing this is Splinterlands bot boy or something. So they were bots, but then
Well, he won 1, 2, 3, 4. Or no. Yeah, if that's him, if that's the recruit.
started playing with other real players. I'm guessing they're real. They're not using bots or anything.
You could play either bot or human. Um, Sometimes the name gives it away. Now, my account, my third one, I have 3 of them. It's WTF bot 1. So you might think that's a bot, and in wild it is. But I use Splintermate, and it's $1 a month, and very affordable. But I can turn that on and off. So when I got time to play, I'll turn the bot off, and like maybe the night before, because it's got to build up battles. It's 1 per hour. So, I build up in the morning. I wake up, I can play 12 battles, turn it back on, the bot takes back over, and I don't miss out on any battling.
Because they were taking their time choosing their cards. I will show you a battle later on. I finish these tabs. So then you have the events tab, which are the tournaments, and you can see the tournaments and the rules that.
Now, I don't do tournaments. I just don't. Haven't gotten around to doing it. But look, here's what I mean. Prizes, $47, $312, $2,349. And you join, and here's the entry fee, 2 SPS, which is about 4-5 cents, a nickel. I think it's going for like 2.5 cents right now. But you get the idea, right? And and I have done it a couple times, and I placed 3 or 4 times because a lot of them pay out for the top 12, positions, and sometimes only 6 people play, whatever it is. But anyway, you get the idea how you can win money in the tournament. So I would recommend it.
The tournaments have the prizes, the entry fees, and those stuff, and you can see that it's happening every day. So these are like basically daily quests if you want. The rules are clear. So if you're a bronze league and you cannot use a legendary, and these are the prizes. So 160 players are joining in, paying each 2 SPS to earn 47. So this 47 is actually divided between the leaderboard. So each tournament has its own page, and you can see the details that the first 4 players get 54 SPS. So you put in 2 and you earn 52 extra. And there are other tournaments which there is a gold league, and you have to have gold cards. So I'm guessing the price is high because the gold cards actually have costed you something. So if you land in the top 4, you're earning about $100. I don't know how much you must have spent on those gold cards, but if anyone knows, please comment down below so we know what's the earning.
Gold cards on the cheaper side around 30 cents a piece right now, and then the legendary start out at about 50, maybe a little bit cheaper depending what day you catch it on.
Potential here. Then there's a guilds tab. We have to see how these guys are doing, and they have the land, of course. Yeah, they must have the land. I don't know what the land does or how it is, but there is a lands feature, and there is a grain and those kind of assets that you can make. So the second last tab is a soul keep, which I think it's another game. It's in closed beta.
Now here's one of the the sore spots on this is they're setting up their platform to be where third parties can come in and build their own games on it, and everything will be on the Hive engine, so all the games will be interoperable. Like right now on Hive engine, I'm playing Golem Overlord, I'm playing Splinterforge, and I'm playing Splinterlands. I can swap all three with their tokens through the Hive engine. And when what they're also just opening up is their platform is going to be able to take Web 2 games that are already in existence and transform it into a Web 3 game. That can be huge if they get it done right. I'm confident they're going to. So that what that means is if you got a Web 2 game and it's could be anything that's doing well, and you're like, it takes a lot of time and effort to turn it into a Web 3 game. You got to find a platform to put it on or build your own. Well, Splinterland's been building their own for 6 years now. So maybe they just come, put their game on it. But anyway, Soulkeep was supposed to be one of those, and they just we don't know what happened. They haven't said it's not coming out, but it's supposed to be a tower battle game, tower defense type game, and they sold packs and then it went quiet. And they haven't said it's not coming out still. They just don't know when.
And saying I have to buy packs to be able to play it and see it, which I'm not interested, of course. And the last tab is a help, which we all need that help, especially if we are invested in this game. And the last thing I want to talk about, they were actually selling validator nodes. I don't know what was this about and why.
Okay, if I understand it right, validator nodes, if you own one and you set it up in your house, all right, your computer, you'd have to have a certain, they give you the requirements, but you would become the servers for the game and you would get a nice kickback. You'd be part of the thing generating income for being part of the system that runs the entire system. They, as far as I know, they're still doing that. They just, the infrastructure's not there yet. But in the meantime, if you're holding on to one, you're getting 20 SPS a day. Okay? That adds up. And if SPS takes off, then it was well worth it. Plus, you still have the node license. I didn't get it. They were going for around 2,000 or 4,000, way out of my league, but they're now going for about 500. I'm seriously thinking about getting one.
Why they needed this and who bought this, but they weren't cheap. So the lowest I think was $1,000 worth of SPS, then 3,000, 5,000. I don't know who got this, but I hope nobody. And it happened 1 year ago, so I think this team actually went and looked, so what is working. So they had one token, it was working, then they said, okay, no, we need to have 2 tokens. They added the second token. Then they say, okay, no, this is not working, we need lands. They added lands. Then they say, okay, in lands we need to stake and do those kind of stuff, so they added those. Then they said, okay, we need nodes. Then they added, they're gonna do everything to just get every dollar.
Okay, well, I see what he's trying to say, but it was actually in the white papers. Land was always in the white papers. The nodes were, everything was in the white paper. It's taken them longer than they thought to get it out, pretty much. And they have laid off people over the past 2 years, as a company would. That's trying to make ends meet. But he's trying to portray it that they're, well, let's put out something else and we'll rip them off and take off. No, not at all. Now, of course, you could wake up tomorrow and something changes. I don't know, but that's not what I get out of it. What I get out of is what they've implemented is, and there's arguments about this in the community. Get rid of the voucher, get rid of this, do that. Don't put any more tokens out. But it's everything they've done has been planned. Okay, so it wasn't like. And if they were going to make money, the nodes didn't do it because they didn't sell very many of them. But they didn't disappear because they didn't get their, quick cash or whatever. From what I understand, they did very well during the bull run, and they invested in a lot of crypto, and that's what's keeping them going towards the tough times. So I think it's a little bit unfair the way he's trying to portray this, because he doesn't know that, but that's the way he's trying to portray it.
colors that they can. So let's quickly jump into a battle so you can see how the game actually works. So once you press battle, you have to wait until it finds an enemy. Oh, luckily it found it fast. Sometimes it takes about a minute or two or even more. Maybe it's according to which league you're playing. So I get to create a team. I have a countdown, so it's 3 minutes. So I can surrender or create a team. So these are the rules they were saying, though there's earthquake, non-flying, and those kind of stuff, which I don't understand. I don't want to learn about it. Then you have the mana cap, so you can use only 39 worth of mana. So this guy has 5, so I already used 5, and those kind of stuff. You get it? Then these are the no attack types, these melee types, range types, and the fart ones. So then you choose these guys as I do randomly. So
He's making me want to go play the game.
this one, I still have more. Yeah, this one. So 39 is done, and I press next. And if I'm not playing with a player, it will start soon. Or if there is a player, so I'm playing an actual player or a bot. I don't know. If it's an actual account, let's say that. So I have to wait till he does his selection, and that's it. My job is done now. So now you're gonna see all these animations and stuff, and there is actually a sound, but I don't care about the sound features here. So it's gonna start.
Okay, one, they got top tier excellent sound. He's really messing it up by not playing the sound. But these are your summoners. Each side has one. Okay. Then these are your cards. The first two here fight, and then they come from here. This is the front. This is the end. Right now, if you got this little purple, that's magic. They can fire from any position. This guy doesn't get an attack at all, but he has abilities that goes on the other cards. Okay, and the heart is the hit points type thing. Like this one can heal, and this one, it heals the one in the front. And so these two battled out, and everybody else, this guy gets 2 attacks. So you're starting to see how important it is how you place the card, because you could put any one of these in the front. Now, I imagine this is him, because I don't think that could be a starter card. I don't know. But the point I'm making is the strategy is the order you put the cards in, knowing what each card does, and then the game plays itself out.
I press rumble, I can do it fast forward and stuff, or skip to results. It doesn't matter. It's already paged in. So the guy could be also ended the game. I'm still watching it. And this guy won. He earned nothing. He just got some reward.
These are the points that goes towards your chest. And when you get enough points, you get a chest. And sometimes I win, 10, 15, 20 chests a night. And then for the season, you can get as high as 50, 100, depending on, what league you're in and stuff like that.
Points. So I don't know what that does, but he didn't earn any SPS, and of course I lost whatever I lost. So that was the gameplay. So you just have to select some different type of cards and hope for the best. I went to check their YouTube channel, and it's not that bad. Once a month they post a video and talk about the lore or a trailer or
This platform does an AMA. They were doing it every week, which is incredible. A lot of these platforms that I've been dealing with, they don't do any AMAs, and if they do, it's once every 3-4 months. So they're very transparent. They're very communicative with the community. They did drop it to once every 2 weeks, just recently, which nobody had a problem with that. But they've also increased to where we're now getting updates in the game every week, where before it would go months. So it's gotten better. It's gotten a lot better.
upcoming event or something. So they are still active, and I searched for other people talking about it. So there are decent amount of people talking about it and actually playing it and saying what they're doing, what they're hoping for. So this guy is hoping he gets a totem fragment. So this guy must be really invested into this game. I don't know if he's enjoying it. This guy actually said that
that's gathering the magic up there. That's the one I told you to go check out. He has the $10 account. Now he has other accounts, but that's the one where if all you did was spend the $10, he'll show you how to build it up over time. But yeah, we've got a great, fantastic community, and I'm going to show you if I can pull it up. Let's go. And here's a list that I have of people that I follow, and I'm adding more every day. I just made it up actually today. And this morning when I made my video, the I forgot to put Jeff Open Cards in there, so I apologize, but you're in there now. Anyway, so like and subscribe all these guys, or go check them out. All of them will teach you and show you things about the game, and this is what I'm talking about. And there's a lot that I don't have listed that will eventually be listed. It's just a really strong community.
The game sucks now. He doesn't care about it. The community was nice, but I think he's complaining about this stuff. They added so many things, and it's tough to handle all of these stuff that they added to the
He might want to get a bot if he doesn't. If he's complaining about he doesn't have enough time. It is time consuming. There's a lot to do on the platform besides just play the game, and
game. And there was a particular YouTuber that she does videos on card games. So she's, I think, known for playing Hearthstone. So there's only one video about Splinterlands, and at the end she thanks the Splinterlands team. So I'm guessing this was sponsored video, and she never came back to this game. So I'm guessing she wasn't impressed either, because it's just an auto battler.
well, it looks like she doesn't come back to any game. It looks like she's just promoting different games is what she does.
And you don't know what you're doing. So of course, as usual, I will go to Nexus Base and see the earn potential for this game. So it ranks it at $0.50 per day, which is not worth it in my opinion. And there's a rating of,
Okay, this earning per day, that is the average, but there's guys making $30 to $50 a day in it, especially in the higher ups and stuff. But look, a game can't put out money. They have to take money in to survive. It's got to be a balance. And if you just get here and you're like, well, I'm not going to do it because it's only 47 cents a day, well, go get a job. You know what I'm saying? And if you find a game that's going to pay you more than that, then let me know. But I've made way more than that on the game. In fact, I'm going to show you my numbers here in a second on what I've done in the 3 years I've been here. But that is one point I make to a lot of people is, hey, they complain about what they get in the treasure chest, and it only adds up to $1 or whatever, and 12 cents, and that's not. Hey, put it on a bot and go DoorDash. The time you're spending playing the game, if money's what you're about, you ain't going to pay the bills with that. You don't quit your job and come play this game. But it's a balance of doing both. And what I do with this 47 cents a day is I reinvested in the game to build equity. So let's go look at my numbers. Nothing to brag about. I'm not going to retire doing this shit. But I love it. It's fun. And here we go. Now I just started this back on the 20th. And this is my first account, second account, third account, land, SPS. I think I got everything. But if you go down to here, this was today. Okay, that account's worth $2,569. 307 for the second one. That's a gold account. This one's worth $155. I got 5 pieces of property that I'm putting at $100 a piece. That could skyrocket. It could go down, but just to keep it simple, it's $100 a piece. $300 in SPS for a total value of $3,831. If I put everything on the floor, now these are floor prices. If I put them down the floor and everything's sold, that's what I'd have. Now, since I've been in the game, I put in $10 a day, and have been for the last 3 months probably. And so 2,500 plus 10 equals 2,720. And so if I sold everything and paid myself back, I'd walk away with $1,111. Now, I've come down in the last 2 weeks because they started the wagons, the conflicts, and everybody's taking their cards and dumping the cards to get DEC to put on the wagons and to get rebellion packs opened up. So that's why you see the sudden drop. But it's all transparent. not trying to hide it, not trying to trick anybody. And I'm not even a good player. I mean, I'm there's a lot of the game I still don't understand or I'm still learning. But look what I've done. That's pretty damn incredible. Now, this 300 at 3 cents a piece, if that token goes up in value, if land goes up in value, if the cards go up in value, which I'm going to have a record of if it does, so subscribe and like and follow me because I show this every day. I got nothing to hide. I mean, if it got real bad, I'd probably just stop, but we're going to see. I'm not afraid to show you. I'm not just going to tell you, I'm going to show you what I'm doing in this game. Okay.
Up 3.57. I would say, yeah, compared to the last two games that I reviewed, check them out. This is actually the most complete game, or maybe engaging game. They have so many stuff to get you confused. Maybe
that was a very right on thing that he said. The game's very interactive, very what he just said, because I've been on some of the other games and it's like you're bored in an hour. You don't want to come back. The first thing you do when you get up is turn this game on. Yeah, it means you're hooked on it, but it also means it's a good game as far as I'm concerned. So I liked what he just said about that. And you know what? I don't give a shit what I care what I think about it. And these ratings can be influenced by so many stuff. It's like a political, when they come out and they ask them a question. Well, if you go into the right neighborhood, you can steer that poll to whatever you want it to be, type of thing. So, check it out yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
maybe this one is a better one, but do I recommend this game? Of course not. This is not a game to me. I am a little biased towards card games, but I would say even a card game player wouldn't like this game.
Again, he's never played the game. He played it, but he never did the other 95% of it by getting the spell book. And he played the game, 30 seconds? He doesn't really understand how it works.
And I hope everybody stops talking about this game so we can all move on to newer games.
Right there. If people are talking about the game, it's a good game. So you say, I wish everybody would stop talking about it and go away, because why? Why would people stop talking about it unless it's a good game? He counterproved what he was trying to say bad about the game.
And maybe finally find that Web3 game that make us all proud. So that's it for this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.
Yeah, this is Crypto Kusha. I give him a C. He was honest, but he really hasn't played the game. So it's kind of otherwise I would give him a better grade. Not that my grade matters, but anyway, if you like what you see, I've got the link below. Go join the game. Check it out. I'm very excited about this game and where it can go. Like and subscribe and follow me. Just maybe I'm going to crash and burn. You can see that, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear it. Go check out Crypto Kusha. Thanks for making this video. I wish you would have been a little bit more fair. I think you were honest, but I wish you would have been more fair and give the game a shot before you made a decision about it to make a video and talk about it. Anyway, thank you for your time. I know it's important, and have a great day.